Welcome to Marriage Monday with Jeremiah and Savannah Jennings. The Jennings own Growing Green Landscapes and are very happily married. In this podcast, Jeremiah and Savannah discuss the wins, losses, good times, bad times, and everything in between pertaining to owning a business while maintaining a healthy marriage along the way. We hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to episode today here on the Growing Green Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for your Monday. Welcome into another Marriage Monday. Hope you are doing fantastic. We are back in Trussville, Alabama, our hometown. Excited to get back to work this week. We are joined by our co-host, Savannah. What? What you got to say?
Nothing.
What you got to say getting into it this early? Huh? You're already making excuses. Savannah is here with us today. Savannah is here with us today. Welcome to the show. What an
Yay.
intro.
Happy to be here.
How are you?
I'm great.
Are you excited?
Always.
Always. You're feeling decent.
Yeah, better than last week.
Yeah. Last week was
a show.
Last week was a fun show.
Was it?
Last week was a show to be a show, honestly. We try not to do that very much.
We were just both kind of at the end of our rope last week. That was just after a full day of...
It was a full travel day.
We had church and packing the car and travel day, 5.5 hours in the car with Jack and getting there, unloading and unpacking and, all of those fun things. So
that stuff adds up very quickly.
Yeah,
and
it's a full day for us.
That was our show last week. There was still some good value in it. We had some good conversations. Sitting on the balcony there overlooking Panama City Beach. It was amazing this week. Natalie Albertson responded to my story the other day, and she was like, wow, where are y'all? She thought we were out of the country.
Good old PCB.
Yeah. I was like, no, we're not at some inclusive resort. Well, no. We're just down here on the coast, good old Panama City.
Coast,
So the water was beautiful this week.
Yeah, you really can't beat the water. It's so pretty.
It is. We're rarely there and it's bad though.
Yeah, for sure. It can be hit or miss. You got the seaweed and stuff occasionally.
Remember last year or 2 years ago, there was a really bad batch of seaweed that came through. I don't know. The Suttons were there, I believe. They were there during the middle of that, and it was
it really
it was a
changes
week.
Your whole experience.
It was a week
honestly.
of straight seaweed. It was like seaweed on the beach, so bad, it wasn't in the water.
So nasty.
Yeah, it changes everything. If you're not beach people, then you would understand. If you're beach people, you understand. You don't want to have a week of seaweed if you don't have to.
But it really not to be dramatic, but it really changes your vacation.
1,000,000%.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Yeah.
If you
it's
get
just
in the
not
water.
enjoyable to get in the water.
But even looking at it.
It is not as enjoyable to look at.
The piece, there has to be some type of brain, dopamine release or something.
When you look at the beach.
When you look at the water. When it is crystal clear like that, it's blue. It's different shades of blue.
And
no
it's
joke.
Totally still. It wasn't, we had such
the last
good,
couple of days there was hardly no waves.
No waves, yeah.
If you would have taken me off the beach with the high rises behind me and just shown me the sand and the water,
yeah,
I would have said we were back in the Bahamas. The water was that's how clear it was this week.
No. It was clear.
It wasn't that deep blue.
We're not going to spend the podcast debating ocean colors.
Yeah.
But no, the Bahamas water looked like it was Kool-Aid. It
wasn't as deep of blue.
Kool-Aid. It was a true blue.
Maybe Turks and Caicos then. That's more of a clear.
You ever been there before?
I've seen lots of videos.
Okay.
Which pretty much makes me a world traveler.
The beaches in Panama City are hard to beat for what you get.
But it was better this week than I have seen in a long time.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not always like that. I'm saying this week it was one of the best.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good time. We're happy to be home.
Sounds like someone is ready to move on.
So is every other person listening.
All right, well, where are we going here, co-host? Take it away. The crickets are about to start coming out.
Let them come.
That's what some people have said.
What?
What? I'm talking about the crickets. My goodness, what are you talking about? You have started this show in all kinds of ways. We're going to have to kick you off. You know what? Co-host spot for Marriage Mondays, now accepting takers.
It's open.
I don't know how we're going to do that considering it's a marriage show and we're not quite getting divorced, but
Not quite. Just not quite.
oh,
Okay.
if someone's listening to this show that's never listened before, they're gone.
Yeah, they're
gone on day
we
one.
scared them. It's okay.
Welcome to the jungle.
Stop. What about this is a jungle?
The comments that you make and the reactions you give, that's what is. 100%. It's not even a question.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We're back in town. We had a good trip, good vacation. Super important that you take these vacations. We haven't even really had time to talk through and kind of process what happened, what went on this week. As far as work life, being on vacation, running a business, all that still goes into it. It is a valid conversation to have and talk about openly with your spouse. Like, you both need to be on the same page and set expectations of what your trip's going to look like. You're not going to be able to necessarily plan it all out, literally minute by minute, day by day. But it is good to try to line these things out. And your vacations are going to change as you grow, right? Like, it's going to change as your business grows. The first time you go on vacation and you leave your guys at home mowing, you're going to be constantly just worried, right? You're going to be worried. Are they breaking anything? Are they safe?
Is stuff getting done?
Is anything getting done? Is the quality good, right? Those are your first initial concerns. Those were my concerns a year and a half ago, right? When we went down started taking our first vacations, maybe 2 years ago. Those aren't necessarily the same. What am I thinking there? What word I literally was just using? Worries. Same worries? Concerns. Those are not necessarily the same concerns that I have nowadays. Excuse me. I also caught some type of bug down there that I cannot get over.
Yeah, you've been kind of on. Oh, gosh.
I need some water. My cup is empty.
The struggle bus.
My cup runneth dry.
Yeah, the vitamin C ain't doing the thing this time. If you know, you know.
No. The vitamin C would have done its job if I would have I got it too late. I went a whole day without getting it.
Tragic.
Every time I take vitamin C, guys, if you start feeling a tickle in your
Jeremiah says that vitamin C is God's gift to humans.
No, it is. It is, hands down. Not even a question. You know, when you get a cold, we're going to come back to where I was going with this in a minute. When you get a cold, you have like a preliminary day.
Yeah.
Right?
You wake up and you're like, it's coming.
Like, this doesn't feel right. Your throat doesn't hurt.
Something's kind of off. You're like,
but you're like, this isn't
There's
good.
either like a little sniffle or a
You
tickle.
take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C instantly. The second you feel it. You don't let it progress instantly. I'm no joke telling you 9 out of 10 times it clears it up. It stops it in its tracks. It does not progress. That day you feel the same way all day. You wake up the next day, good to go. This past week, excuse me.
He let it go a full day without taking
day.
vitamin C, so he missed the window. So that is the tragedy that is currently occurring.
It is, yeah. And I'm not going to make
house.
it through this podcast without more water.
Tragic.
If you take it on day one from the initial onset, you're good. This is not health advice. This is not whatever, but I'm telling you, you will thank me later. So yeah, I missed my vitamin C. Now I'm stuck dealing with it for a week and a half, however long it takes to get over it. But anyway, back to trips on vacation, right?
Trips on vacation?
Yeah, trips on vacation. Concerns on vacation. As your company grows, it's going to change. Those aren't necessarily the exact same concerns that I had this time. They're concerns that I had this time in different areas because we just took on a bunch of new properties that we're still trying to work the kinks out in, make sure they're all on the schedule the right days, that we're doing it the way that the customer wants them done because we're taking over for another provider. And so it's 50 new customers that are like expect it one way and we got to make sure we give it to it that way without causing concern. So there are some of those concerns about quality and things, but it's not because I don't think they're doing a good job. It's because I don't know that we have 100% set our customer expectations right on those new properties. So it was different for us because I was working in different aspects a lot on this trip.
Yes, very much so. You've just really taken a lot more of a office role right now. It's like selling work, communicating with clients more. Not that you weren't doing that before, but taking a little more of a step out of the field the past couple of weeks to really sell some work, get some estimates out. So, that was kind of where your focus was been, which you could do from there. So, you really were working.
Yeah, I was being productive. We were, I talked about this on a couple shows, but a couple weeks ago, I don't know, probably 5 weeks ago, I'd say, we finished, no, probably not 5. Yeah, maybe about 5. 4 or 5 weeks ago, we finished our last big install that we had, and we had been constantly cranking out installs from March to that point, right? And that was our last one on the list, and our backlog had dwindled down because we'd gotten so booked out. We were focusing on do the work. We took on these new properties, so the maintenance was taking a ton of time. My time was eaten up in the field, and I wasn't able to go sell the way that I needed to go sell. And so pipeline dried up, which worked out through guys on maintenance because we picked up all these new ones, and it rained for 2 weeks straight, so we needed it. We were behind. Worked out good. Well, then the pipeline fills back up really quickly. The estimate pipeline, at least the leads. And so I decided to, well, I didn't decide to, I had to start taking on more of that role, the estimating role. And that's really been the last, I don't know, 3 weeks probably.
Since we got from trades.
I mean, that's been, overall this year, that's been my role. Since I've been home from trades, though, it's been like hit it hard. Like that is literally what I don't know the last time I put in a day in the field.
No, well, you can like correct me if I'm wrong, but like you kind of had to.
No, I had to. We had to sell work. Yeah, we had to sell the work.
You had to take yourself out of the field and be like, I have to get us some jobs.
1,000,000%. I had to sell the work because we had our landscape guys with the maintenance, and so that works and it suffices for a week or two. But 2 months of that doesn't work. The numbers don't add up on that.
Yeah.
And so,
but I think you kind of were able. It kind of gave you this like kind of fire under you. Like, oh yeah, I forgot like how much I can actually sell and get done if I can spend just some good quality time in the office on the phone talking with people, you know?
Yeah.
So it kind of reminded you of that and kind of gave you this, like, I don't know the correct term here, but just kind of like.
It's just like a re-energy.
You were just like re-energized, became a little bit more passionate. And kind of, it's like when you start seeing results of something and it makes you want to do it a lot more. I feel like that was kind of where you were at and are at trying to get all the stuff sold.
Yeah, and it kind of just like the burners turned on at once because we also paired that with getting in the office. And
yes.
having that office space to be able to go and just sit down, dedicated, no interruptions, sell the work, right, has been nice as well. And so that's what I was taking with me. My goodness, I'm not going to make it. That's what I was taking with me to the beach. And so as we were there, because I met with a bunch of people, had a lot of client meetings before we left. And then I left for the beach, and we said at one day I had 12 estimates to send out on my note sheet.
Yeah.
And I still don't have them all sent out. It's just like because a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, probably half of them are intricate, like good sized projects.
Well, you're like going back and making revisions and stuff. So like not all of them are like, you send it out, it gets approved, yes or no. This whole week was a lot of contact back and forth, making revisions, and I don't know kind of how often or common that is, but
that's the part of getting into bigger jobs.
Yes,
right. It's not just we're not just sending out weekly maintenance accounts like hey, it's $72 to cut your grass. It includes mowing, weeding, edging, blowing,
and it's not as straightforward black and white.
Exactly. And so as we elevate and our project sizes elevate, then these are the kind of projects we're getting into. These are kind of the estimates you're putting together. And so that's what I took with me to the beach. And so all of this conversation comes back to where I was going with it at the 5-minute mark was your vacations are going to change as you grow, as your position in the company grows, because for me, it wasn't as much as like we had some interaction with them 1 or 2 days this week that was just a little more than I would like to have had. But everything got done. We had 0 callbacks from this week. We had one. We had one callback from this week out of 80 properties that we serviced, right? 2 big HOAs and a massive cleanup job. Mm-hmm. And we had 1 callback out of that, so I'm fine with it. So it was a successful week, yes. But it was mainly my role this week was get the routes ready, get the schedule lined up, game plan how we're going to do it, because we were also down the real kicker that made this week more communication intensive is we were down a truck. The box truck was still down. And so it was down and getting fixed this week. The first half of the week it was down, and the second we had to pick it up on Wednesday. Second half of the week it was back and good to go. And so it was communicating how we're going to get the truck, how we're going to do this, how we still going to get the route done, blah, blah, blah.
Communication-wise, you also had a guy start on Monday.
Exactly. We had a new guy start, and I wasn't there. Like, it just, this
Not
trip
ideal.
had been lined up, and then he had some personal stuff go on that just, like, it was a weird week. But everything got done, again, 1 callback. I don't think anything broke that I know of, and so that's good as well. Exactly. That's good as well. So, my role has changed was this week, communication, getting routes, schedules sent out, things like that, but mainly getting estimates sent out. And so what that was on the phone with customers here and there, really one customer that we're trying to land a big job. And so that it just is part of it, right?
You kind of know how it goes. You know the phone calls that kind of trump everything else. And that's just like the name of the game. And it's not always like that. And, you try to be respectful, but at the end of the day, like sometimes that's just how it is.
Exactly. And so this one person was on speed dial essentially. Like he calls, I answer. I don't care where we're at, what we're doing. I'm answering the phone.
We're down there sitting on the beach, and I'm like, okay, I'll take you back to the pool.
yeah. I just start walking down the beach, and she knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And so that was good. I think that I could have probably done a better job going into it, saying what I had to get done, and a lot of it was I didn't necessarily know what I had to get done until I got down there because the last week leading up to it was so chaotic. Yeah. It was because we came home from trades, right? Mm-hmm. And we had...
we came back kind of, not in the middle of the week, but like you didn't go back to work until
came back
Tuesday. Yeah, so it was just
that was the day the box truck was broken down.
Yes,
so it was logistics on box truck. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah.
How are we going to get it? What are we going to fix it or going to buy a new one, right?
Yeah.
All this going on while trying to invoice into month, trying to get cash in the bank, running payroll at the end of every week. Like these things add up. Cash is in, cash is out.
You also, I was kind of sick, and so you were having to kind of fill in at home for me because I was unwell.
Yeah.
So that definitely was part of it too. Like I was kind of down for the count for a little bit.
Exactly. And so that was just a lot of that week. It was just a weird week. And so we had that week and then we had last week going into it, and that week was mainly client meetings, right? It was meet, talk, discuss, sell, book. And
that I feel like last week, and I might be kind of off here, but like was really when you had the meeting or really started seriously talking about this big job that you're trying to land right now. And so Correct. It was like, oh shoot, I need to focus on this,
Yeah, I had to estimate and close 2 big cleanup jobs within like a 24-hour period. And then they wanted those produced within like 4 days. And so
that was big.
Yeah, it was a lot to do in a very short amount of time. Had to get material staged and all of that. And so it's just what goes into it, right? But that week was so hectic with all that, I didn't even realize how many estimates I'd gotten behind on, what all that we needed to do when I did get to the beach. And so it just made for a weird like start to the week once I was there, because I sat down and I was like, oh man, I got a lot to do.
Yeah.
But luckily I still spent a lot of family time. We got to have a lot of good time together.
I think if we're going to, put any type of marriage spin on this, we probably could have...
You have to create the backstory.
Yeah, there it is. We probably could have done a better job talking through that at the beginning of the trip. Now, you had done a great job in saying, like, why are you looking at me like that?
No.
At kind of saying, like, hey, we're not going to let's plan on trying to go down to the beach every day about 10:30, and I'm going to need to work for a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in the morning, and then I should be okay. So let's just like talk through that. And I'm kind of like in my head, okay, whatever, like make it work. And we were down there with family. So like I had help. Like it wasn't just the 3 of us and I was watching Jack every day. We hung out with family. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. That sounds good. Let's do that. I think I could have done a better job because I heard that and then I interpreted that as like 10:30. Yeah. Everything shuts off, family time, vacation, which is all great and fine and wonderful and just totally not realistic.
But impossible at this stage in business.
Impossible. So I think maybe I could have done a better job at being a little more patient. Like, because it wasn't always a happy, I'll just run Jack to the pool. Like, you have a good time over here and just take as long as you need.
Yeah.
But I also don't feel like we had any conversations, other than the frustrating. Because, like, honestly, like, how often does this happen? It's kind of like the phone rings and I roll my eyes and you're like, what do you want me to do about it? I have to take it. And, like, that's just, like, that's kind of embarrassing. But, like, sometimes that's how that happens. Like, I'm annoyed. I roll my eyes and you get defensive and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Just not, like, I have to do it.
And we've had in-depth conversation about this on the show recently about how that's changing. How that's not, I'm not doing that after hours as much.
No. I'm just saying, I think, like, vacation wise is sometimes a sensitive spot for people.
Oh,
because
yeah, for sure.
You
'Cause
think
you
you're
wanna
on
just turn it
vacation,
off, yeah.
and it's not like you don't get to take your PTO and have
this
your
is the
week
thing
at the
that needs to be
beach.
talked
like,
about.
That's not a thing, and that is just it is a price and a reward of owning a business. Like you got to take the week, but it came with you having to bring your work with you. But you didn't have to ask anybody if you could take the week. You didn't have to get the approval. Like you made it work. We made it work because that's when we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. But with that comes like, not always being able to totally shut your phone off. The cruise was a little different because,
Yeah, I just didn't get the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, which is very rare. And I think that was a little bit of my problem going
just
into the
come off of
beach
that,
is we had just come off of that and like where you literally didn't have communication with them and we came back and like everything was okay. So I kind of was
Got the box truck.
well, that was to no fault of
Yeah.
anybody's. But I think in my head I was kind of like, oh, like maybe that'll prove or like show him that we can do it. But just because we can do it doesn't mean that we should.
But that
do
was
it.
that was during the time where our backlog had run out, right? And so we
Yeah,
had no work.
totally. And it was over a weekend, right? Like it
Yeah.
was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday situation. But
When I say we have no work, we have plenty of work. We need to start a second maintenance crew. We're just too late in the year to do it.
yeah,
Our
in such
maintenance
a
is
in-between.
completely maxed out. Putting those two guys over to maintenance, it does not kill me that much. So we did have work. I was not that stressed about it on the cruise. That's why we did. We had no
explain that. No,
we had no active landscape jobs going on. So that's why
Yes.
communication was so minimal because
You
they
didn't
had
have to.
exactly there was no explaining on where does this plane go, where does this look good, whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's something like the vacation thing. It's just something that we have learned and obviously are learning over time. I mean, I think that it sucks, and the reality of it is like sometimes it is super annoying that we're at dinner with everybody and you've got to step out and take the phone call. But I think at the end of the day, like I know that you're not doing it unless it needs to be done. Like you're not just doing it for fun. And then also you taking those phone calls. I'd rather you be there with us and take the phone call than you not come at all.
Exactly. Those phone calls are what allows us to do that trip, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you have to remember. Both the owner, you and your spouse as well. Maybe they're not in the business; they don't understand that as much. But this is last week was the title was the price you pay, right? And this is the price you pay part 2 because when you own a business, you don't just turn it off, and when you are but there's good and bad to that, right? I didn't ask anybody to go. I did what I needed to do here, got things in order, and we left. And then we communicated with the team while I was on vacation, but I was still gone. I didn't run to my employer and say, "Hey, can I have this week off?" with the chance of them telling me no, right? And that's all fine and dandy, but I have a ton of risk going on. I have money coming in, money going out every single day, like people would not believe. And you may sit here and you may be employed, you may be just listening to the show or something, and you may think, man, they have it nice. Like they got it all figured out. He can go wherever he wants. They can go whenever. Can we go? Can we do to some extent? Yes and yes. But there is stuff that you don't see. And it is the dinner. It's the on the phone.
It's the contemplating pushing the trip back because you contemplated needing to be there for a certain
morning.
job. Yeah. Like that definitely is still part of it. There is no 100% freedom.
And when you're
just
an employee working for a company, you clock out at 5 the day before. Oh, thank God, I'm done.
Yeah.
Life is over until work is done out of my brain until I get back the next Monday, right?
Right.
And so there's good and there's bad to that because we were on vacation with family and in a high ranking position in a company, and there was really no communication. Like he can turn it off. Like that's the benefit.
But he had to cut the trip early and come home because there were mandatory
because he had a
meetings.
meeting. Yeah. And that's part of the leadership role he's in his company. But it's just like.
But that's anything, anywhere, anytime.
Correct.
That's just a part of it. Like you don't always get necessarily air quote approved for the time off you want.
Correct. 100%. Just whatever role you're in. And so.
All
of that to say.
Well, what were we talking about? Was it on the podcast or was it us? Oh, you shared a story on it about your stress and stuff, like picking it. There's, it's back to the whole
let me find the actual quote.
pick your hard thing, pick your stress. I think that applies to this might be a little broad. I'm trying to think through a lot of scenarios to see if I really want to stick by that. like every situation, every scenario.
No, it does.
It totally applies. You pick your heart. Like
The quote she's referencing is growth
stress in this situation.
Growth is stressful. Stagnation is stressful. Decline is stressful. The only 100% stress-free people are dead people. Keep living, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to choose my stress. I'm going to choose growth as my stress, right? You can choose stagnation as your stress and go work in the exact same company, in the exact same position for 35 or 40 or 50 years and do no acceleration, no development, none of that, but you're going to be stressed.
And we can be honest, like there's obviously some choices that might have a little more stress than others to a degree.
Yeah.
But the stress is still there. There's no like guarantee perfect answer. If I do this, everything's going to be great answer ever.
Yeah, correct. And decline is stressful, right? And so you can not do anything at all, not even go to a job every day for 40 years and just live in your mom's basement, and you'll be stressed about other things in life, right?
Yeah.
And so you pick what you want to do with yours. Where do you want to create stress from? Because I know a lot of people who have no desire to change their financial situation and their financial status, or even just their like day-to-day actions on where they're at in life. They're going to be stressed about money for the entirety of their life.
Or they might not be right now, but if they don't want to do anything about it, when they start a family, expand a family, the economy changes in 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to be stressed then.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what Savannah was referencing is like the stress we're going to pick is the growth aspect, right? And so there is stress that comes involved with going on these trips, being away.
Yeah. Well, and I think what we were getting at, this whole thing, like the whole time we were talking, and the whole, like, the pick your stress or whatever was, like, you said something to me about, I made a comment. I was like, I feel like I was kind of frustrated. We were at the end of the trip, and I was like, I just feel like you've taken more phone calls this trip than on any other, air quote, vacation we've been on together.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, we've never taken a vacation. What did you say? Like,
we've never taken a vacation
company at the level that it's at and the growth that we are.
Yeah.
And so, like, that just kind of puts some things into perspective for me is, like, with the this is going to sound like so obvious, like with the growth obviously comes more responsibility and more like
stress.
And
Yeah. There's no need to sugarcoat it.
And talking and communicating and making sure that we're getting things settled, because I don't know, I guess everyone's like this, but when how much have you talked about like the job you're trying to land right now?
Yeah, we haven't talked a ton about it, but we'll talk about it once it's done.
Yeah, hopefully, Lord willing, it'll be done.
Hopefully in the next couple of days.
Yeah. But, when you're trying to get one of these jobs, you're basically bending over backwards for them to a degree, right? Like you don't.
Yeah, everything drops.
Yeah, everything drops. So it's just like when you're in that level of work and you start seeing those numbers and stuff, it's like, oh no, we actually, has to be the priority right now.
Yeah. And it's what I go. That's like you said. What started the whole conversation is we've never been at this stage in the company, right?
Yeah.
And being here is not sending out weekly mowing estimates. It's not. It's sending out 5 and 6 figure estimates.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, those conversations
and this is just new territory,
so
it's new expectations and stuff for me, and that's new frustration.
New stuff for me. It's new stuff for
I know. I'm just saying, in this specific instance, balancing those things with family time and vacations, like it just feels a little foggier, muddier of water, because it's like we made a decision together, and I'm totally on board with like doing these things, getting these places, trying to accomplish these things. But in the moment, it's so hard, and it doesn't always make it easier to happily entertain the child by yourself at dinner or go to the pool alone.
I think what you have to do, though, is you have to go back to that conversation you had with your spouse, and you're going to remember it. Like when you have the conversation, you'll remember that conversation forever.
Yeah.
Right? When you decide, hey, this is what we're doing.
When you
we're
really
going
lock in. Yeah.
You say there's no one stopping us. And in that conversation, you talk about where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to have? What is the house you want to build? What is the yacht you want to have? What is the whatever? How many people do you want to help? How many charities do you want to give to? You pick yours. And when y'all both agree on that in that conversation, and that's what you have to look back on in the stress, in the time of the heat of the moment, you don't get upset with each other, right? And we have to preach to ourselves here because
we're talking to ourselves right now.
you have to not get upset and think the other one is just like abandoning you, right? It's
right.
No,
it's not a personal thing.
This is a step that person is taking towards our greater purpose and our vision of where we want to go, right? The same way that if you do something around in your roles that you have set for you and it annoys me, it's like, no, okay, this is what she's doing is part of the role and things we have set in place to attain the greater achievement that we want to get to.
Yeah.
And so as you think through and as you work through those things, just remember, in the heat of the moment, you got to remember that you're both on the same team. We've talked about that before.
Right.
But you have to communicate, and this is on us telling you we did not communicate the right way up front. And a lot of it, some of it came on to us last minute and things, but it's just like communication is the key to everything. And I've said that from day one on this show, and it's like when you see things go wrong because you don't communicate, it puts all more things back into perspective of like, hey, that's got to be number one moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
What?
Nothing. I'm thinking through just like the trip and coming home and there were some times that I feel like you have gotten so much better at just being honest with me about whatever is frustrating you. And like this morning, like when whatever. It like takes me off guard a little bit and I have to like process it and respond, in like an okay way because
and I could deliver it better.
No. I'm not, this isn't on you. This is on me. Like when we're talking through this, I have just asked over and over again, like, you just got to tell me, and you preach communication, but for so long, and you still like are getting better in this area. Like, just don't want to make it a problem. Like, you're like, I'll just get over it, whatever. And so it's reminding me about, like, yes, you have to communicate, but you have to be ready for whatever is said.
Be receptive,
and be receptive of it because I am horrible. Like, it is so my nature. I'm so defensive. So, like, you try to come at me. We both are,
and that's the bad thing.
Yes. You say something to me, and it is barely out of your mouth before I have a rebuttal, like, as to why you shouldn't be upset with me about that. Or why I think that actually you're wrong, or like not that you're wrong, but why like actually I'm the victim here.
Yeah.
That I'm just like playing all my cards, like that's so bad. But that's just something that we're working through, the over communication of I thought this was going to happen and it didn't, or we talked through this and you were okay and then you weren't. So yeah, just being receptive of the over communication is really hard when you're actually doing it, but it means that you're both growing, as people and together and in business and in life and in marriage and all the things. So, yeah, all of those things are great until you've spent like 6 hours in the car with a toddler that wouldn't sleep the whole time. And then the fun communication tips just go out the window for us.
1,000,000%. It is. It's hard. You have to work through it. You're never going to figure it all out.
I'm talking about yesterday with Jack.
Yeah, I know.
I said it's great until
it is, and you're never going to figure it all out. Like this is what I'm saying.
It was.
It's all fun to talk about, but when you get into the real nitty gritty of it, it's going to be tough. And so you have to realize that you're on the same team. You want to work through it together. I want to see if I can find one thing for you.
What's even better is when you're in the car with a toddler that won't sleep for 6 hours that has an Elmo that you push a button and it says one line and that's it the whole time. And it's a chicken dance.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say
my ears are.
Just remember, folks, if you ever gift me anything, I always have the last laugh.
Yeah.
I always have the last laugh.
I don't know how you're going to do this.
That's as simple as I'm going to give you. It's the best answer I'm going to give you.
No, it's like to Jeremiah's fault. He will not let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
He always takes it too far. He's going to take this one too far. And I'm scared, and I'm washing my hands of whatever he does.
Pilot, I'm clean.
Okay, that was a little. I really am, signing off on this one. I'm not affiliated with him when it comes to the Elmo. If you missed context there, the Almonds gave Jack an early birthday gift. They found out he liked Elmo, of this little sing-songy Elmo that does the chicken dance, and it literally does like one line, and Jack just hits it over and over and over and over again, and it brings him so much joy. But oh my gosh, it's bad.
It is tough. It's very.
What
tough.
are you doing?
I'm trying to get this to play because this is going to go back on what you just said about having being defensive and like trying to respond like that, right?
Yeah.
I want to play this clip that I heard from a show, the Ed Milet show. I hadn't listened to shows in a long time. Decided to listen back today this morning, and this is so funny that you mentioned this and why we're recording, because this is so true how so many people are, and this was a gut check for me. Let me see if I can get this to play. Why is this not playing?
I don't know. It's tough.
It's my Bluetooth button is not working for some reason. This is not cool. Don't know. That makes no sense. Anyway, all right, let me play it into the mic real fast. See if it'll play this way.
Have uncomfortable arguments. I'm looking to have uncomfortable conversations that will quickly become comfortable. I also think, Ed, bro, we far too often as people, we miss the aspect of listening to understand. We just listen to respond and listen to respond, but did you even hear what I was trying to say? And I think that's why people avoid it, because they're not particular enough or prudent enough with who they have conversations with. And as a result, they exhaust themselves.
You know what? You're right about both those things.
And that is, I really, really encourage you to go listen to the show. It's very eye-opening. It's Conversations with Emmanuel Acho. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm definitely going to look him up and listen to more of his stuff. Ed Milet Show episode, he didn't put episode numbers on his. So anyway, it's one of the most recent ones. But how to have uncomfortable conversations with Emmanuel Acho. Are you listening to understand? Are you listening to respond? And that is something you have to work on as you grow, as you learn how to communicate. And that's just becoming a better human and a better communicator. If you want to communicate effectively, you have to listen and learn with these things. And so it's something I'm working on, struggling with every day, trying to get better at. But as you can hear and tell on this show, I'm still working through it every day. So this was a fun show. I think that some good stuff got covered today. Probably going to title this one just The Price You Pay Part 2, right? Because that's what we dive into. It's what we talked about today, is just how are you going to communicate and work through your vacations, your time off as you grow your company, because you will be transitioning to new roles, new things, new tasks will be coming onto your plate, and how you're just going to make sure and do that, as well as spend time with your family the right way, with quality and everything else as well, while not sacrificing the business at home. So
What was the longest sentence you've ever said?
It was a good sentence. That's all I can say.
Yep.
If you're registering for Equip Expo, if you're going to be there, you can use code GG50.
We're getting kind of close to that.
Very
actually.
close, like 2 months.
That's
2 months from yesterday. It flies.
Why am I excited?
By. It's so fun. I enjoy it. It's such a fun week.
It's like my second time going. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's such a fun week. Like, it's 4 days of just networking, hanging out, shaking hands, talking, seeing cool equipment, and just having a good time. You get to see people that you literally don't see
ever,
but one time a year.
Yeah,
and so it is the event to be at in the fall, paired with LAL. Like LAO, you go to learn and grow your company.
See, this is why you gotta come to LAL, and you gotta come to trades, and you gotta come to this, so that you can see each other more than one time a year.
Yeah, literally, exactly. Like, when you build friendships and relationships, you want to actually grow those.
No, we look forward to seeing everybody for sure.
Yeah, like that's the whole point of going to these, and you build networks, you grow friendships and relationships along the way, and you learn. Yeah, LAO, you grow your company. Together in Trade, you grow your marriage. Equip, you can learn about equipment, but it's more of a networking thing, in my opinion. And so GG50, that code will get you 50% off. The early bird ends on September the 5th, so we're like 2 weeks out from that. You can get in for $15 until then. After that, it goes up to $30, and so
Yeah,
our
and
code will
just,
still
like,
work.
Yeah,
but-
it's $15. Like, even if you're on the fence about going,
Yeah, you're
why
even
would
if
you
you-
not, yeah, you're
yeah.
at $15. But if you wait,
You
that's
could have
tough.
registered back in May for $5.
Well, listen,
No,
you
10
can't
bu- it was
fault them
$10.
anymore. Like, it's over,
Yeah.
it's done. Get them for 15. You know,
Yeah. You could have gotten in for $10 back in May.
Don't
where
make
you
them feel
didn't.
worse.
Now get in for 15, right? Get
instead
in
of
for 15
30.
instead
Is
of
that
30.
what it goes up to?
It goes up to no. Yeah, it goes up to 30 with the discount because it goes up to 60 normal. So you don't want to.
It's just gonna start doubling.
There's just no point. And you also want to get your hotel room booked because those things are like hotcakes.
Yes.
Good luck getting in if you haven't already. So.
But you still can.
But you still can.
Don't
yeah.
let it keep
you
you
can go
coming.
across the river if you want to. You can go over to Indiana.
You can make it work.
There's definitely, it's a quick 10-minute drive across the bridge. Like, it's definitely doable. So,
Yep.
come see us in October. It's going to be a great time there. We're doing the Mulligans 5K
I was
again.
about to say that. He's going to do the 5K with us. I might be walking some of it, but
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know. Well, you walked some of it last year, so, I mean.
not much.
Yeah, uh-huh.
no,
Yeah, you and Liz got lapped. Like,
we didn't.
we lapped y'all. Yes, we did.
Okay, that is like you can't lap somebody on a
Yeah, you
trail that
can.
goes there and back.
But we passed you. You were
okay,
not
just
close
because
enough.
you reached the halfway point before us
Yep,
does
you got
not
lapped.
mean it could have been right at the halfway
Nope,
point
you
that
got
you
lapped.
lapped us.
Nope, you got lapped. We passed you
Whatever.
before that. So, hopefully they
you
can
and Brian gonna beat your time of what was
Brian
it?
slowed us
33?
down. Brian was talking the whole time. We could have done so much better.
If you're talking, you're not running fast enough.
No, we could have. I think we finished in 34. We could have
Yeah.
easily finished in 30. I could have not. We could have shaved 4 minutes off.
Yeah, that's like 10 minutes a mile.
I kind of want to. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's freezing cold.
It
and
was
it's dark.
so cold. I was not prepared.
It's freezing cold. It's dark. So I don't know why I say it's fun, but it is fun conversation. Like you're just out there running. For 3
Jeremiah
miles.
loves like to be like see people be miserable, and that's what the 5K is a little bit in the beginning because you're all like, "What the freak are we?"
Yeah,
doing
you
up
all
here?
asked. You all question
You're like,
your life
why did we do
decisions.
this? Like, we're so stupid.
And it's to start the show. Like it's Wednesday.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the start
yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, but don't listen to that part of it. Once you
Yeah.
get there and get your blood flowing and get moving,
You're
you
always
feel
glad
great.
you did it.
And
You're always glad you did it.
You just have to get there. That's
Yeah.
like, and you get a shirt and it's fun, and you get early and go get some breakfast before.
Yep.
It's a fun time.
Yep, it's a fun time.
And the sunrise is beautiful. It was.
yeah, if you're up on the bridge for sure.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
All right, Evan. Well, the invoice is in the mail for Savannah's pitch for a quip.
You're welcome.
if you weren't
And
going,
bring your wife. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
fun, really.
well, if you weren't going, now you are. Savannah's work here is done today. GG50 will get you in the door for $15. So, all right, guys, thank you for tuning in. It means that we're going to do this 3 times a week for real. This was a fun conversation today. We get to come, just build network, build friendships, grow the community one relationship at a time because that's what we're here for. So, without any further ado, that's going to wrap this one up, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next one.